wide to the lead.
The Magic a 360 turn with the dribble. Magic down the middle. Gives underneath the Worthy. Slam dunk. Third in the corner. Double fake.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dime Dropper, episode 4 of our 2020-2021 24-minute recaps. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe on all platforms, YouTube at Dime Dropper Podcast, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow on Spotify, and of course, to follow us on social media at Twitter and Instagram at Dime Dropper Pod. So, I woke up today looking to have a decent Sunday. Of course, the Clippers getting one of those 12:30 starts, and we know how those do us, and oh boy, did it do us. I don't get very mad over regular season losses. But there's a way in which you lose. And you know what? I don't want this channel to be a channel where I just spam about the Clips all the time, and that's what a lot of Laker fans subscribe to me for. But you know what? They have earned it tonight. When you put on that uniform, you are paid. How much is Paul George getting paid? Oh, it went from $30 million by the time I did that fucking, I can't even speak right now, fucking raging video. Now he's making $40 million a year. You got Kennard making 16. I'm not too mad about the new guys because, they just got here and they've had 2 pretty good games, but they take, as I always say on this show, it all starts from the top. And I'm not going to put all this on Paul George. It was the whole team that didn't even, why am I even talking about this game? It wasn't even a game. They didn't play today. They played as much basketball as I played today. You should have known that the Dallas Mavericks, we are the Denver Nuggets to them. They got knocked out by the Clippers. So you play for the Clippers, last I checked. Didn't look like it today, though. Or should I say it did look like it? It looked like the Clippers of the Sterling era. But guess what? I had to hear that not only I was getting mad. It was a 20-point game after the first quarter. Then you get to 50 fucking points by halftime. The worst. This is so funny. The Clippers are 2-1, above 500. Their best player didn't play today, and we still found a way to manage to be the laughingstock of the NBA 3 games in. Only the fucking Clippers could accomplish something like that. We have a winning record, and it feels like we're 0-3 because of that shit. All the great momentum they built up, Batum, Ibaka, and all those guys, you killed it off with such an awful performance today, or a non-performance. Once again, that jersey means something to me. When I put this shirt on, when I put a jersey on, and I don't just put on jerseys like that, it's always a special occasion, I'm going to a game or whatever, that shit means something to me. You guys get paid $40 fucking million to go play basketball, a sport in which we all love. 40 million, 20 million, millions and millions. And you guys want to perform like that? It's one thing to lose. I wouldn't be acting like this if it was a regular loss, even if we lost by 20, 50 fucking points. You embarrassed us again. You embarrassed all the Clipper fans that put on for you idiots. And yes, you deserve to be called idiots tonight. What about Patrick Beverley? Where was that effort? I never have to get on him for his effort. What has he done these last 2 games besides foul and run around like a headless chicken? You're making Russell Westbrook look right now, my man. You are making him look very right. Pat Bev just be running around. That's exactly what you look like you're doing right now. I'm not going to get into anyone too much individually. Paul George, by the way, I saw him take accountability after the game, but for him to say some shit like, oh, it was Christmas yesterday, which it wasn't. It was fucking Boxing Day yesterday. Christmas yesterday, and we weren't ready for the game. Oh, we know you weren't ready, but you know what? The Mavs were ready, and they had to play at 12:32. Save me the excuses, buddy. 2 games to start the season, and that's okay. You're cool with 2-0. Now we can go back to complacency, and I don't want to hear any Ty Lue slander either. He can't play the games. He has done enough to get them in positions to succeed. And the players need to do something. You see that the Mavs are playing tight defense and, being physical. They're motivated to play this game. And you're just going to settle for contested 3 after contested 3 after contested 3. How many times have we said on this show already in these first 3 episodes of the recaps, These contested threes are killing the game because teams don't know when to quit. And the Clippers did not know when to fucking quit tonight. They were being stronger in pick and roll defensively. The Mavs getting physical with our ball handlers, especially Kennard and Paul George. And they weren't trying to play into contact. They were just trying to, take a step in. And before they really even got the defense to commit, they get baited into kicking it out and turn the ball over. Paul George to start the game, 2 careless turnovers. As I say, I don't trust Paul George's decision-making at all. With Kawhi, it's better because it takes pressure off of Paul George. We have 2 playmaker kind of guys. Paul George is the primary guy. His decision-making in pick and roll is poor. He often, makes the move. He often knows what he's going to do before he does it. I like when Paul George is actually just reacting to defenses and when he's going in through pick and roll and not getting physical and letting guys get into him and just knows what he's going to kick it out before he even kicks it out, or knows he's going to pull up before he even does anything, or knows he's going to kick it out before he actually gets a double team. That is just, going up soft. It's just not good. I don't trust it. So Paul George, clearly, I don't know what happened to him since Indiana in terms of his leadership, or I need to go back. I don't have the time or patience to go back and watch Indiana and see the way he led right now. But when we don't have Kawhi Leonard, we are screwed in terms of leadership and playmaking because Patrick Beverley doesn't play make. And Lou Williams, at this point, it's starting to get to the point where he may have to be off the team. Because you know what? If I wanted to watch somebody, wanted to watch 4 grown men go for a rebound while I just stand around, I would do it from my living room. You can come join me in this living room right now, Lou Williams. If you're just going to stand around and watch everybody else rebound, because you've been doing it for 2 years now, buddy, and it's getting old really fucking quick, okay? It's getting real old to see you just do that. Paul George did not lead by, actually he did lead by example, in a shitty example. I better see you guys come out fucking fired up next game, because that's inexcusable again, okay? We're done with the Clippers. That was one game. It's not indicative of what's going to happen in the season, but those same bad habits of complacency continue today. And I don't want to see that ever again. 50 fucking points. 50 Cent head ass. My goodness, you make me embarrassed to be a Clipper fan sometimes. It's over and over. And I swear to God, and this is the funny part, all the shitty years of Clipper basketball, and today was the worst. Clippers making history again in the negative sense. Worst defeat at deficit at halftime ever. After all the Clipper teams, Michael Olowokandi, Sports Arena teams, Paul Davis, washed up Baron Davis, Mike Taylor, Marty Collins, Richie Fromm. Do you motherfuckers that play for the Clippers even know these players? I don't think you do, but I know you guys, and you guys are just making me look fucking stupid again. Anyway, on to the next game where we better not lose. And I hope to see Kawhi back, and we need Morris back too. All the help we can get, because without Kawhi, we are borderline, idiots in terms of basketball IQ out there. Ibaka is good, but he's only as good as his leader. And we need Kawhi back because Jesus Christ. All the years of Clipper basketball, and for that to be the championship contending Clipper team potentially to be into that, it's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. We care too much to see this happen, and that's just inexcusable to lose by 50 points. 50 fucking Cent head ass. I got 21 questions, and one of them is, do you deserve to be here? Do you deserve to fucking be here? Anyway. Clearly today it wasn't. You should have just turned in your jerseys the second you got them today. Anyway, let's move on to the Lakers, who I got to give credit to the Mavs, by the way, too. I don't fuck with the Mavs. They're getting really annoying real quick, but they came out with a point to prove. They wanted to make a statement, and they did. Got us down real bad. Anyway, Lakers came out. I heard the news. By the way, I watched the Wolves play the other day, and that game against Utah yesterday was awesome. I mean, they played so well on both ends of the court. And everyone played well, whether it was Edwards, Cat, D'Lo. And I was thinking today, they're probably going to get beaten up by the Lakers because that back-to-back. And Utah's a tough place to play, a tough team to play. And the Lakers got a day of rest after the Christmas game. And then I heard that AD wasn't playing, and I thought maybe they could get him. And then I heard Cat, that hard fall he took yesterday with the hand, hurt his wrist. So I was like, okay, Lakers got this. Unless they came out complacent like the Clippers. And in typical Laker fashion of late, they did not come out complacent. Kuzma came in splashing. And, we really... there's a lot of Laker fans that be acting like Kuzma's not a good basketball player. Man's a good player. Was hitting threes, and when you're the Wolves and you're already a little sluggish, a little tired from the game last night, and you see Kuzma hit threes to start the game, you see LeBron hitting that corner three to start the game, you're like, all right, defending champ's gonna kick our ass tonight. And they didn't really respond. They went to a zone. It was weak. The Lakers were hitting them from all angles. LeBron, I think, did a really good job of just, and this is something I was saying that could be a potential problem for the Lakers if LeBron tried to do a little too much and not let the other guys get going in terms of their confidence. And he did the exact opposite tonight. He let Schroeder get involved. He let Caruso get involved. And the fact that Caruso started out this season hitting open threes and then he hit a hook shot, yikes, guys. I mean, if you're not a Laker fan, that is concerning because if Caruso can become someone that can actually be trusted with the ball more, compared also with what he does on the defensive end, we're going to have problems because the way LeBron has done so far, letting Schroeder do his thing, letting Montrader integrate in the team, he's been really solid with his energy. The Wolves, if you're a Wolves fan, you got to be concerned about two things, and that's Karl-Anthony Towns and Josh Okogie's injuries. But other than that, if you were to say to get one of these two games out of the road trip to Utah and Lakers, I don't know what their next game is. Oh, it's us. Okay, well, out of these first two games, or even out of the three games, Clippers, Lakers, and Utah, to even get one of those games is a good start. So if you're the Wolves, I don't think you should trip too much about tonight. Just move on to the next game. But the Clippers may have something for you next game because they may be pissed that they lost. I think they probably will be. Hopefully that anything as close to as pissed as I am, but that never seems to be the case with these guys with their salaries. It's so fucking comfortable. I'm sorry to any Nets fans watching this. Oh my God. I'm sorry to any Nets fans watching this because I didn't get to watch their game today. Same with the Celtics, except I did hear about the Celtics that they turned the ball over way too much. Jaylen Brown only shot around 13 shots, needs to be shooting more. And then Tatum got baited into that step back three at the end of the game, contested. How many times are we going to say that? Jason Tatum taking that contested three. You're not going to always get as lucky as you did with Giannis, that bank shot. Sabonis absolutely killing it to start the season, 3-0 for the Pacers. And we also need to talk about, as I segues, I don't think it's too big of a deal for the Celtics. They need Kemba Walker back ASAP. But let's talk about the next team we're going to talk about. By the way, we are going to the chat, 24 minutes. Oh, yeah. I do want to make a shout out. Marc Gasol, really good performance tonight. That was more like the Marc Gasol that I was used to seeing. So if you're a Laker fan, that was good. 2-1, move on to the next. So the Pacers, let's talk about the fact that these back-to-back guys sitting out back-to-backs. You know, we talk about Kawhi Leonard and the chronic injury that he has, but last I checked, Victor Oladipo doesn't have a chronic injury. Last I checked, he came back before the glorified summer league, and then he had 4 months to wait until it started, and then they lost in round one, and then he's had 2 more months to come back, and now he's sitting back-to-backs. Let's talk about Russell Westbrook, who I watched last night against the Magic, and again, I'm not too critical of Russell Westbrook missing shots, but I am critical of Russell Westbrook being lazy as fuck on defense, not paying attention to who he's guarded, more worried about getting rebounds than who he's actually guarding. And at the end of the game, Markelle Fultz yesterday, coming down the left sideline, putting Westbrook and Thomas Bryant in pick and roll. And Thomas Bryant is showing a little bit of the Trez tendencies. He's somewhat undersized at the 5. He's a good floor spacer, but he can't really move his feet and pick and roll, and he gets bullied by bigger centers. You saw it the other night against Joel Embiid in opening night. He got bodied. And then yesterday, Markelle Fultz and Vucevic in that pick and roll on that left side. Westbrook and Thomas Bryant switched 2 times in a row, and Markelle was putting on a freaking show. And several miscommunications down the stretch of these first 2 losses from Westbrook and Thomas Bryant. And then tonight, Westbrook is resting. I know Scott Brooks may have told him that's okay. I thought Westbrook was about that action where he's not trying to rest. And that's bullshit because they need to get a win. You need to build confidence here. Rui Hachimuro's already out. So now you're 0-3. 3 very winnable games. Russell Westbrook, not off to a good start with the Wizards. We see the triple-doubles, but we also see your defensive laziness. That's exactly why I watch these games, to go beyond the stat sheet. You're being lazy. Thomas Bryant, also starting center, may have to be questioned. Beal's been great, though. I got nothing else to say about Beal. I didn't watch the game tonight. I didn't feel the need to. I know it was close, but Beal's been pretty good, but Westbrook got to step it up. But anyway, last game. I also got to check out the Warriors game today, and that was a big one because we needed to see the Warriors bounce back, because if you don't beat the Bulls, who are the most pitiful Bulls team I've ever seen in my 16 years watching basketball now, then you're going to really have some problems. And again, it started out very shaky, especially Steph missing layups, missing open threes, not being able to hit off the dribble. Who actually played decent tonight after all my slander? Andrew Wiggins was a lot better today. Also scoring and pick and roll, making some decent reads, taking it to the basket hard, and actually playing pretty well on defense as well. Andrew Wiggins had 19 points, 9 boards, 4 assists. And also I really like Wiseman. The kid can play, but he struggles to guard and pick and roll, as do all the Warriors bigs right now. Looney the same. They struggle moving their feet, and they struggle to play defense without fouling. And that's something that the Warriors really had a problem with tonight, is struggling to play D without fouling. And Stephen Curry started to grow into the game a little bit as it went on. Kelly Oubre, though, my goodness. If anyone follows me on Twitter, check out that clip I posted of Kelly Oubre passing up a mid-range to step into a contested floater, but it was still a pretty good shot. And he didn't even it wasn't even close to the rim. Like it was 2 feet short. It would look like a first grader put it up. And Kelly Oubre is in one of the worst shooting slumps I have ever seen. This is so bad. He almost cost them the game tonight because Curry started to look more like vintage Curry to end that game tonight. And Kelly Oubre, I mean, he hasn't scored a jump shot. Like he hasn't made a jump shot, guys. It's been 3 games he hasn't. And that is extremely concerning if you're a Warriors fan. Let's look at his line tonight. 3 of 16. 0 of 6 from 3. I mean, he's been horrendous. But the important thing was the Warriors finding a way to get the W. Damian Lee. I mean, he didn't even play much in that fourth quarter from what I can remember. Maybe he did in the beginning, but I don't remember him getting a shot for a while. I thought they were for sure going to Steph. And, they got it to Damian Lee for that straightaway deep bomb for him to hit that shot. I mean, that's huge. And that can be a huge momentum win for the Warriors because they look like they're about to go 0-3 to the Bulls. We would have been asking so many questions. Curry would have been really questioned. And with Damian Lee hitting that shot, that goes from a big difference in 0-3 and 1-2. The mood. Draymond should be on his way back soon. So that was a huge win for the Warriors, but there's still a lot of concerns for them because the Bulls are not a good team, and they're 0-3, and we know this. Zach LaVine was really good, though, I thought. 11 of 23, 33 points, and almost hit the game winner if it wasn't for Damian Lee spoiling the party. I don't think Wanamaker's been good either, by the way. 2 points, 1 of 4. He was pretty ass, in my opinion. Pascal was pretty good, 15 points, and Curry at the end finished with 36, so the most Curry game we've seen so far. 11 of 25, 15 of those shots were threes. 5 of them went in. A lot of them were pretty good looks. And, he's one of the only players that I wouldn't really say he could get too happy with. I'm sorry. I can't really criticize Curry for getting too shot happy because he is Curry. But last game, I'm going to end this a little bit short before I go to the comments. By the way, I'm not looking at all the comments right now because I'm just finished on focusing this episode for the Spotify and Apple podcast tomorrow morning. But the Hawks yesterday, I did get to see the Hawks play the Grizzlies. And they moved on to 2-0, and Trae Young closed the game well, and they took care of business, which I like to see, even without Rondo and Capella. However, I've already noticed the problem with Trae Young, and it's not the defense that you might think. You see, Trae Young needs to realize around him, and I've already noticed, DeAndre Hunter is a very solid player in this league. He's a very solid player in this league. And Trae Young has really solid players on his team now. And the more he just tries to go hoop mixtape, ball is life, I'm trying to be Trae Young dropping 30 and go on Twitter and go viral because I'm crossing people up, high pick and roll with Trae Young every single play, he's not trusting his teammates. These guys aren't getting touches. And John Collins and Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, these guys can all create. These guys can all score. Trae Young doesn't need to do all that anymore. And when I see Trae Young work, they're just dribbling the whole shot clock out against a big guy that he can blow by in an instant. And then sometimes when he can't get by him because he's trying too hard to get him step back threes, and he passes to DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter with 3 on the shot clock, that's called an assist pass. That's what we always talk about on Dime Dropper. That's selfish. That's you fiending stats. And that almost came to bite the Hawks in the game yesterday. But Trae did finish the right way. However, just look at this, guys, because if he continues to do this, these guys are not going to get in rhythm, and it's going to hurt them down the line, Atlanta. Trae Young is a point guard, and the point guard's first job is to get his teammates going. So that's about it, guys. I'm sorry to the Nets fans. I didn't get to watch the Nets game. Same with the Suns. I watched their game last night, but I kind of want to I want to see the game tonight to comment on them. However, the Brooklyn Nets, we're going to talk about them. I don't know if it's tomorrow, whatever the next episode will be, I'll talk about them. But anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. Make sure you let me know what you thought of this episode. Peace. All right, fuckers. Let's see what you got for me. Oh, man. I'm not going to scroll back and look at all your comments, y'all, but he doesn't. He's a Clipper fan born in L.A. He doesn't know talent. Would you trust the opinion of a guy that dates ugly fat chicks? That's why I trust the opinion of a Clipper fan. Man, Kareem J., you are a fat chick, you hoe-ass motherfucker. What's up, Trey? I've never been so frustrated over regular season L. It's crazy how much last season changed my view on the regular season. Yeah, Trey, I had that moment in 2013 when we had the best regular season in franchise history, and then we played the Grizzlies, and we had swept them in the regular season, and then they beat us in the playoffs, and that just killed me so much. 79 Steve, shout out my guy. Tua boy, shout out as well. I love you guys. Kareem J, you're weak, just at everything. Always bringing in negativity. It's cool though. 2 beatdowns at the basketball Mecca on the same day. Man, I love Staples Center, but I don't know if we're calling it the basketball Mecca. That's the MSG. The Staples Center is the sports and entertainment center of the world, according to Lawrence Tanner, longtime Laker PA announcer. Still going strong, as I see. Legend. Clippers will regret not getting Rondo. Jesus, man. I wish we had Rondo, but hey, I don't want to make too many judgments about the Clipper team yet because, once again, Kawhi didn't. I mean, we need it's third game, guys. They gave Batum, Leonard, Kennard, and Marcus Morris hefty deals. I guess Clippers GM is Lakers at heart. We'll see, guys. Come on. I do agree with, I think that the Clippers, Morris is fine with me, but I think that we paid Kennard way too soon. Like, you got to at least test the guys first, right? That's ridiculous. Gasol looked great tonight. He did. I said that in my recap. If you came in late, wait till I end this video. Markieff Morris is greater than Batum. Very different players. I think Batum is more versatile. Morris a better shooter. Who has more titles in the building, Staples or MSG? I think Staples does, but I don't think that defines the mecca of basketball, personally, because if that's the case, then does Staples Center actually have the most titles of an active stadium? 5, right? Hey, that you guys won the title in the fucking Disney World. You didn't win at Staples Center. That's 5 titles at Staples Center. That's not LeBron and AD still haven't played a playoff game in front of the Laker faithful. Let's not act like they have. It's too early to know whether this is indicative of a team this season. I agree. It's an Orozco. Dime dropper. I'm a Lakers fan, but you know your basketball facts. My guy Ernesto Mancia. What's good, my G? Should have not traded Shy. Jesus, too late for that, huh? Will Johnson. LeCareless looked good tonight, my guy. Bonson. The Clippers offense looked a lot better than first 2 games with Ibaka and Batum stretching the floor with the ball movement in threes. Brent. I think we gave Kennard such a big deal so we can trade him easier for Rondo. I don't know about that. Maybe. I doubt it. Ty Lue showing early signs of Cock Rivers tendencies? Absolutely not. Ty Lue is at no fault. At the end of the day, these players got to play the game. Ty Lue, nothing bad to say about him. Kennard is a 14-4-5 guy when he played in Detroit. I think I would have him a little lower than $64 million. A fair amount of concern is warranted, but it's still very early in the season, so I'm not really tripping that too much. I agree. Dude, that counts. I don't think it counts, my friend. What will be poetic justice for Clippers? Clippers beating Lakers in 7 at Staples? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, how did the Clips lose that bad? It's just weird. They didn't try. They literally didn't play. They didn't play. You ain't dumping Kennard on anyone, says whack-ass Jay. CMJ. I like that LeBron doesn't need to go 100% all the time. Yeah, he has a great team that he basically constructed. Are you a Kings fan? Are you talking about LA Kings? Because yes, I am. I didn't watch the Clippers and Bucks. What happened there? I didn't watch the Bucks, but I heard that Giannis was poor again. My friend is a huge Knicks fan. He was on episode 5 of our podcast, New York State of Mind. Giannis was ass again, I heard. 3 bad games. Clippers didn't try. Kyrie talking about he can trust KD in the clutch over Bron. I mean, KD's a better scorer. Dude, with you on holding players accountable to us, the fan. Thank you, Vinod Naras. Wow, that's a tough one. How long is Kawhi out? I don't know. I hope that was the only game he was out. Stay safe, man. Paul George is disappointing. Yeah, dude. I mean, Paul George won't hear I won't get on my I was right about Paul George type shit until the playoffs. And I don't want to be right about Paul George. I want to be really wrong. Ty Lue coached decent today, but the Clippers players just didn't hit their shots. It's also not just about hitting their shots. How many of those shots were actually good shots that the Clippers shot? They weren't good shots. A lot of them, half of them were decent, half of them were terrible. They settled for horrible contested threes. Point Gasol, Zaire Stubblefield. Clippers already in postseason form. Calm down. The Mavs may not even make the playoffs, so I'm not too worried about our loss. The Mavs are definitely making the playoffs, Brent. What? Kuzma came out great. Le GM, the GOAT GM. I don't know about all that. Jerry West, my friend. Jerry West, Red Auerbach, or Jerry Krause? Bro, what does your team need? It needs people to not overreact. That's what we need. Would LeBron be a better GM or a coach? Definitely GM, not a coach. What seed do you think the Clippers will be at the end of regular season? I still stand by my pick. 2 seed. Today changes nothing. 2 seed. The Clipper game got so bad that Reggie Jackson was a leader on the court at one point, shooting all these deep hand-and-face threes. Yeah, I'm so tired of Reggie Jackson, bro. He's so dumb. I don't know why we re-signed him. That was the worst move we made. And Kuzma got $40 million. How Kennard got $65 million that way? That will be worth it if he shows up. Way too many contested threes today, no doubt. And that's the thing, Trey, not just us. Every team falls into it. The Suns lost the game last night because of contested threes too. 9 of 38. It's like, bruh, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, they can all score inside. Paul George, he just needs to be like sometimes when he comes off the pick and roll, like the guy will be on his hip and like he doesn't try to go into him. Like I know he's scared to pick up offensive fouls, but like just go into him a bit. Like, you know what I mean? Without stretching, without doing the stiff arm, like just shoulder into him a bit. Like these guys are kind of getting in his airspace. Like I don't like when he just kind of settles and just knows he's going to swing. The guy's right on his hip. He turns the ball over. They always get a hand on it. They always know what he wants to do. And I like when Paul George stops on a dime and pulls too from that 6 to 10 feet area. How KD a better score if Braun averages more points per game and a higher field goal percentage? Higher field goal percentage because he actually cares about his field goal percentage. That's the one thing about Braun. He purposely doesn't take certain shots to save his percentage, especially at the end of quarters where he lets somebody else shoot to not kill his percentage. He always does that. He always does that. Averages more points. Does he average more points right now? All time. I mean, in his career, maybe, but I'd have to look at that. He hasn't had as many scoring titles as KD. And KD's just a better scorer than him. He's just a more skilled player and scorer overall. I think LeBron likes to have the ball more in his hands too. Philly fans already, Ibaka way better than Trez, yeah. Philly fans already complaining on Twitter about Cox rotations. Love to hear that. Braun actually averaged 0.1 points than KD does, and Braun averaged more in the playoffs, scoring more efficiently. You talk about not fitting into the narrative. You just did right there. Not about how you score, how much. I hate being a Clippers fan. Yeah, my boy Draco Tunes. To my boy, Lakers have crazy depth. Reggie Jackson thinks he's Schroeder. Why is Pat Bev so bad? This is the worst I've seen Pat Bev play, man. You guys kept Reggie because he's Paul George. Ugh, hate that. Manny Bahia, my guy. Be honest, do you believe Clippers will make the finals? No. But I never know. You got to keep the faith, right? Paul, Mavs are going to be a playoff team. Mark that out. Why the Zubats hate from the Clips? You should play 30 minutes. I agree you should play 30 minutes. Instead of Harrell, let Jackson go for free. Retain Harrell with a hefty deal. Underpay Morris. Nah, not keep Harrell. Pat Bev needs to be as good as he's talking. I agree. It was PG's opportunity to show some leadership. Shaking my head. I know. And he's not a leader. I mean, he's not a reliable leader anymore. Like at all. We lost to the Bulls last year without Kawhi. Is Kyle Lowry a better defender than Pat Bev? It's starting to look that way, Andrew M. Reggie was kept because he's Paul George's friend. That's so whack. Is that a pop filter? It is. As a Clippers fan, I can say this has been the worst 4 months of my life. Man, you know we dealt bad when he's saying that. By the way, Dime, the Nets loss isn't on KD or Kyrie. Kyrie had 25. KD led the game with 29. I got to watch, man. Two sides of the ball. PG can't hold it down without Kawhi. Team was gutless. Kawhi should leave after the season. Calm down. Stop. We need to be judged with him, not without him. Don't argue with that, dude. I'm a huge LeBron stan, but KD is the better scorer. Top 3 teams in the NBA at this early point. You just read my comment and ignore. Exposed him. Bro, I'm not into the stats, though, fam. That's the thing. I'm not into the stats. Like, what are those equating to? Kevin Durant has won multiple scoring titles. How many times does he average 30 points a game? He can score in every which way. He can pull off the dribble contested. I like tough shot makers. LeBron is not a tough shot maker consistently. He takes all good shots that he knows that he can make, and he hits them. He knows his game. KD knows his game too. I think he lacks a little bit of scorer's mentality, though. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. It's irrelevant. Trez is better than Ibaka? Doubt it. Trade for D Rose. Clippers will never win a title. Roberto Espino. Getting these never comments. They're going to age so well one day. Why is PG defense so overrated? He's not. I don't think his defense is necessarily overrated. I think one-on-one defense is overrated in today's NBA. People need to realize it's all about team defense, pick and roll defense, not about one guy guarding one guy. That's a different era. Clips will win the title just like the Raptors. We'll see about that, Gab. Honestly, bro, I think Leonard is leaving the Clippers. Okay. I don't know why. It's crazy how the title contending Clippers still find themselves on the bad side of history. LMAO. Only us. Facts. Yeah, man. Trae Young plays like a high school prodigy. I know, man. Is that my boy Nick Kimmy from Instagram? If that's you, my Bucks fan, make some noise. Oh, well, if you're talking about the other side of the ball, and KD got posterized by Terry Rozier. I'm going to watch the game, 79, Steve. I'm going to dissect it for what it is. I feel you, but I'm not making a toxic argument. Johnny, you're not making a toxic argument. You know, you're bringing up good points. I think KD's a better scorer than Bron, but you're bringing up good points, and I think mainly it's because KD lacks that killer mindset of a scorer. He doesn't have this relentlessness of a scorer. It's a lot about his ability, but Jordan and Kobe. I mean, for me, Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain are the top 4. Jordan and Kobe probably 1 and 2, just because I like to go with somebody that can get the ball from the top and kind of create, whereas Kareem and Wilt kind of get the ball. Kareem, though, I'd probably say a little higher than Wilt because he can make free throws and he's so skilled and talented. But Luka wanted revenge. You bet that right. Harrell has very apparent flaws. KD easily better than score LeBron. LeBron's just consistently great. That's facts. He is. LeBron is a better scorer, but it seems KD is better because he's more skilled, and LeBron is more of a ball handler and playmaker. That's true. Do you think if LJ went to the Clippers instead of Lakers, would have won it all? No, because we're the Clippers. Yeah, Luka wanted revenge for sure, and he got it. LeBron better overall. KD could be best scorer ever. I think he's the best in terms of ability, but KD doesn't actually produce like the best scorer. It's kind of what Johnny is saying. One-on-one defense is extinct with the calls the offensive players get nowadays. I agree, Jose Corona. Nick Kimmy, yes, sir, my guy. Ricky Hahn, Trae Young is like Julian Newman. Bronny shoots his shots better than Pandemic P. Luke Kennard is not worth his contract. Let's pump the brakes on Luke Kennard, guys, a bit. I feel you. Maybe he's not worth his contract, but not after 3 games. Xavier Dawson, my boy. Hope mask Kawhi game. Run will cure my pain of today's game. Shit. I feel you, bruh. To our boy. Haven't been watching, but Hayward seems to be playing well. He has. I got to watch that game tonight. 137 people in the live, bro. Shout out, guys. I'm really appreciative of this love. 33 minutes. We're cutting it off, though, man. I got to go watch some other games. I got to go edit. I got to get that Who's is the NBA Getting Better Part 3, guys. That part's going to be so good, exposing the media and tying my whole thing together. And, man, I've been watching these games, man. I've been so appalled by a lot of the things I'm seeing by these players. Everything is just making me look better, I think, so far. I'm being serious. The players already resting, already missing, oh my God. It's all about who's down to bring consistent energy in this league and who's down to stop chucking threes when they start missing threes. It's really all that it comes down to in this league. Who knows their defense better? That's really what it is. Who are the top 5 teams? It's way too early to tell. Damn, 3-1, now 51. 2020 hates Clippers. Good thing we got 2021 coming in a couple weeks, right? Man, what if 2021 is that year? Yo, I got a video. I'm going to post it on Twitter. It was right when we got Kawhi, and I said in that moment, I was like, maybe the Lakers will win this year, but we can win the next year. So maybe I spoke it into existence? Oh, man. One Clipper fan can always hope, but it seems every time I hope, my dreams get crushed so bad. We're the Browns of basketball. It's just the facts. And here's the funny part. If we ever win the championship, I don't want to hear any fucking person discrediting it or saying that's only one because that's more than you ever thought we would get. We were always the team that no one thought we were ever going to win anything, the laughing stock, everything. We're the Browns of basketball, and that's not going to change until we win. And when we win, I hope to hear all the praise and shock of the way we choke every time too. Anyway, Kobe, the best scorer ever, says Honcho. So we have Mavs fans in here. Mitchell Stokes says, as a Mavs fan, this was sweet. And if you say Kawhi didn't play, neither did Kristaps. First of all, don't tell me I'm a guy that makes excuses. You must be new here. 79 Steve. I mean, Wilt's 78 and 100-point games were in a whole different era, but the Clippers scored less than he did in one game. That's so crazy. Wilt really outscored us in one game. Kobe outscored us in one game. 80 in an era with way less possessions and a more tightly called game. Not as much as pre-2004 rule changes, but and less. Oh my God, that's crazy. Have Wilt over Hakeem. That's when I go back and forth. First of all, wait, I'm not going to answer your question, Carcass J, because you said the most blasphemous statement ever that Wilt had no skill, and that means I shouldn't talk basketball with you. So you got to go educate yourself. And you won't listen to what I say, so you're going to have to figure it out on your own. What are your top 5 teams so far? God damn, so many of you commenting. I got to get off this shit, man. Rob, I'm not going to answer that. 2 of your top 4 are Lakers, yet you're a Clippers fan. Come to the dark side. What? Do you think LeBron's clutch? Yeah, I think after 2011, he's been clutch. I actually think Clippers can get the number 1 seed over us because y'all should be out for vengeance, and LeBron and AD are on restricted minutes, plus need more court chemistry. I feel, Johnny. But not that with that effort, though. If y'all had Montrez, you think Clips would have still lost by 50? Yes, absolutely. We lost, bad games with him last year. Hit in the head. Clippers is going to bring in LiAngelo Ball for leadership. Okay. Huram Mawani Arku. Who do you Clippers play next, bro? Minnesota. LeBron only had 18. His downfall is coming. No, it's not. He knew what he was doing tonight. He's killing it. Kwame Brown or Smush Parker? Oh, my God. They're both they're both ass. Should Celtics trade for James Harden? No. You got to keep developing Tatum and Jalen. 4th and 5th year players. We should trade Pat Bev and Lou for D Rose. Gee, I don't know if D Rose is worth both of them. Bronny was DMing Larsa Pippen. Jesus. He too young for that? Restricted minutes for the beginning. The Nets' problem is there was no rim protection. Don't they have Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan? Who are your top 5 teams so far? Oh, power rankings, them shits? Hold on. I'll get to you in a second. You already know I'll be there to watch part 3. LeBron only had 18 points because he doesn't need to go all out. That's exactly. He knew what he had to do tonight. Lakers 3-peat coming soon. Would you trade PG for Harden? No. Dime Droppers channel close to blowing up. Thanks, G. By the way, 562 Omar. Whenever LeBron isn't dominating the game, the Lakers are up by quite a bit. Once again, what did I say about not doing too much? Straight bangers, man. You look influencing to make my own channel. I feel you, Jody. Why don't you do it? Do your dreams. Honcho, Lakers back-to-back best team. I'm fake Granny. LeBron misses too much per game despite having 18 points. Dude, the NBA needs to allow fans to egg, tar, and feather players when they do this shit. I agree. They're getting paid way too much money for that, especially in this era. If a close game, then LeBron will have much better stats. Is Skip Bayless a real Clippers fan? No, he's not. He's a Spurs fan and a LeBron hater. Dime dropper me. Remember me before you blow up. Chill, Draco Twos. We always going to remember you, bro. Serge coming back to Toronto after that performance. Chill. He's part of the reason we lost. Serge was ass today. Clippers ain't winning, bro. It won't happen. Clippers are going to have problems anytime Kawhi does not play. Who are most toxic fan bases? LeBron haters? No, LeBron lovers are the worst. LeBron haters know basketball. Seriously, they actually know basketball. They just take it too far. LeBron lovers are the worst by far. Gen Z bots that don't appreciate, that think they know everything and don't appreciate the history of the game, that clouds their view, as I talked about, is the NBA getting better. And the Laker fans. There's any Laker fan under the age of 30, almost all of them are toxic. Almost all of them. Knicks fans are fine. Cowboys fans are toxic. Real Madrid, Manchester United. Knicks fans, they poor guys have been suffering, man. It's Christmas Day game in Bucks versus Warriors. We probably talked about this, but every Warriors possession was a pass to brick, and the Warriors bubble doesn't work because this team is trash. Fair enough. Serge Ibaka fell for injuring LeBron. Oh, my God. If you win, I'll give you credit. Thank you, Ernesto. Clippers for life. Breaking news. Lakers just signed Larry O'Brien to a 3-year deal. Do you even know who Larry O'Brien is? LA football teams can suck a dick, suck ass. Nah, Rams going to make the playoffs. They also didn't help my day. We're probably going to choke again, but I don't care. Clippers for life. You bet. Is it Ibaka's fault? Is it Ibaka's fault? Man, so many comments. For injuring Kawhi now or losing. You late. Is Smush Parker in your top 10? Doubt it. 147 watching. Drop a like. No Kawhi. What do we do if we lose next game? Shit. Pray for him to come back. Do you think LeBron plays for stats? Absolutely. I think not stats over winning, but he plays with both in mind. And it's very clear. Wilt Chamberlain and him and Wilt are so good in terms of like knowing how to win and still kind of just pad their stats, make sure their stats look good. They're the kings of it. They're so good that they can do that and still they're also good enough to the point where they lose, they still manage to get their stats. They're the kings of stats. LeBron and Wilt are the stat kings. But it's going to save me. The youth needs to see it. Thank you, Joseph C. As a Laker fan, all I got to say is Pandemic P. I love you, Papa. I love you too, Roberto. I'm not going to be a bandwagon Clippers fan. I'm a Sixers fan. But for future reference, when the Clippers won the title, I did support them a couple years before Lob City. I see you, 79 Steve. Why develop if you can have a championship window? I would give Brown for Harden in a heartbeat. No, I wouldn't. No, I don't like Harden, man. I don't like his effect on teams. I think he's too egocentric to be the best part of a championship team. Who's the best player in the world right now? It's got to be LeBron. It's got to be LeBron. I'm not going to be... Okay, let's see. 50 pieces. Yeah, but high-key chasing the league to work out 6 hours a day. I don't know, man. Just got a lot of love for the game. Did you watch the whole Clippers game or not? Turn it off after the third. Paul George, come on. You should be an analyst, and you're probably... No, I'm not better than Charles Barkley. I'm going to say this right now. Kendrick Perkins, 100%. Charles Barkley is one of the best people on television, and those guys in the TNT studio, all the hoopers, like the 90s hoopers, like 80s or on, or like players that played in that era that have seen all these eras, they know more about basketball than I could ever know in my life. So take their opinion seriously, guys. Charles Barkley knows what he's talking about, even though he didn't win a ring. You want to go watch his games? Look at the way he competes every night. He would have never put up a performance like the Clippers tonight in his life, ever. That's a shame. That's why I feel bad for players like Charles Barkley, because they didn't get the salaries. Paul George making $40 million. That dude, Charles Barkley, used to play his ass off every game, every possession. So, oh no, if you're a Gen Z guy, don't talk to me. Is Ty Lue a decent coach? He is a decent coach. AD or Giannis? AD. Kareem the GOAT. Hey, man, I'm not going to argue with that. I am not going to argue with that. No, old heads aren't toxic as fuck. The kids are more toxic. Here's the thing. Old heads may exaggerate. Look at my video, guys. Old heads may exaggerate, but once again, they've seen all the errors. You haven't. Even if they're biased to theirs, listen to what they're saying. Listen to why they're saying it. And then you can listen to, like, once again, if you just accept that the rules have changed, everybody can have their own opinion of what era they like more. That's up for debate, but you just got to listen to what they say. That's all I got to say about that. Respect elders. In my culture and where my parents come from, you're supposed to respect your elders, and that goes for everything. So, this idea like, oh, they're old, they don't know what they're talking about this new game. No. Listen to them. LeBron is not passing Karl Malone. I think he is going to pass Karl Malone. KD needs to shoot more. He only shoot 15 shots. Well, hey, Braylon Ball, I don't know your opinions, even though you're 14. You know what I'm saying? I just say, be open-minded, listen to my videos. LeBron is the GOAT. Oh, my goodness. Next. Leaves fans are the most toxic. LeBron is not passing Karl Malone. I choose MJ or Kareem over LeBron, for sure. Unless LeBron is not the GOAT, the Nets are choosing a bit. Hope the Clippers can break the curse the same way the Cubs did in 2016. Yeah, facts. Wow, the live's popping off. You think Kawhi will be available next game, says Serge Ibaka? I hope so. I think he may be. Clippers will never win a title. Here you guys go with that? Never. The same BS we did last year. Win 2 games and take 1 off. Facts, Mr. Winters. It sucks. Clips already are starting off with injuries. Morris and Kawhi. Clippers will eventually win a ring. No, they won't. Cap. Dude, even with Kawhi and Marcus gone, the Clips still have a better roster than the Mavs. Give it a couple years and we'll get a chip. LeGoat James. Oh my God, Corey 2K. You have a Kobe shirt, man. Come on. They have a better chance of winning a ring than Kawhi and PG are gone. Harden doesn't fit most teams' chemistry. Celtics-wise, Jaylen Brown is dropped. Jaylen Brown's been amazing, too. Wilt is that dominating stat-wise. There must be a separate book about him. NBA records. Other shit. Yeah, Wilt is crazy. Charles Barkley guarantees. Yeah, Charles Barkley does have that to troll, though. Like, he's laughing through his teeth on some of them. Charles always says he's proud he never got swept. And that's facts. That's a good thing. Never got swept. I love Charles. I love your content. I love the Clippers letting you down every time. Come on, Roberto. Charles has the same curse Paul Pierce has in terms of choosing who wins. Facts. Paul Pierce is a bucket, though. And he's not a great analyst, Paul Pierce, but I respect the fuck out of bro. Where do you have Braun all the time? I don't answer those questions. I just say, watch my video. Is the NBA gotten better? I don't like the Clippers, but I respect them as a Lakers fan and basketball fan. Dinwiddie needs more confidence, and Landry Shamet is so goddamn bad. I'd love to hear that. Yo, T-Money, remember what I said about Dinwiddie in my other videos? You got to get him involved. That's the thing about Kyrie and KD getting off. If he's going to be low comp, he's not in rhythm right now, and it's very evident. And that's what I was saying. A lot of cooks in the kitchen. Are you concerned about Kawhi leaving after this year? No, because it's in his hands. If we get to the conference finals or don't, he will be at fault. LeBron and AD, your magic career. Please. I think we're going to have to end on that note. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. A lot of you guys joined me. We move on to the next game. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go watch the Nets game right now, and I'm going to go watch maybe the Celtics if I'm feeling a little generous. Maybe the Suns. I gotta start editing, though. Got to get that video out. I also got a 2020 year review with my boy, a little bit less basketball-centric. And, yeah. Thanks for everybody that joined, man. 127. We're building every single day. Tell your friends about me, guys. A lot of you guys are from different fan bases, so please tell your friends about me. And my boy, Ernest Hernandez. Fuck with you. Dude, Dr. J, UMass, Minuteman alumni, Julius Erving, the legend. What was I going to say? Last thing. What was your most hurtful Clippers loss? Definitely the one that you saw me go crazy about. 3-1 against the Nuggets and then 3-1 against the Rockets, not far behind, followed by 2013 against the Grizzlies, and then probably 2006 against the Suns, and then probably 2014 against the Thunder, and then probably 2016 against the Blazers, and then after that, 2017 against the Jazz, and then all the years we didn't make the playoffs. So how's that? All right, guys. I'll catch you later.